Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Scarves and Spikes. Tyler, Henry, and Sydney here with you guys. Tommy will be on his way momentarily, as he has been lately. I'm sure he's on the YouTube app right now, typing "Screw you, Tyler."
I feel like that's sort of passive aggressive.
No. I just think it's funny because it's like become a thing lately. And no, I genuinely feel bad. Tommy has been fighting the good fight of parenting teenagers, as anybody who knows, a teenager in their life can understand.
You have two of them. I am aware. Well,
yeah,
you have two of them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do.
Henry was one not too long ago.
They're their own thing. Henry has evolved out of that stage. He is now level 2. So
a level 2 young adult. Is that what this is?
College grad.
I hit enough experience points and I went up a level. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's a success. So
latest side quest is graduating.
Is that how I got the beer?
Yes, that's exactly how it goes. Look, you started off clean shaven, you evolved, and now you've got some fluff to show for it. It's good.
Yeah.
Going in the right direction. So, but no, we have an actual game to talk about, which I can't believe it was Friday when this game happened. We've discussed it on our channels, on YouTube, on Discord, Patreon. We have a signing to talk about, a much awaited signing that is now official, and a handful of other things. But how are y'all doing? Y'all made it through the cold weather mostly?
Pretty good, yeah. I'm glad it's not ice cold outside anymore. I'm glad there's not ice falling from the sky. Yeah, I'm glad things are kind of back to semi-normal.
So, Henry, you live up in Gwinnett County. I live in Cobb County. Tyler lives down in Henry County. I feel like a lot of the snow from this past weekend was up your way. Is that right?
Oh, I did get a bit. There was some snow kind of sticking, but like over where I am, like Lawrenceville, there's not. It didn't really pile up too much to say. It really was just like a little bit, kind of enough to kind of put a thin layer over most of everything, but it wasn't that bad. And even like I want to say by Sunday morning, a lot of kind of the ice was kind of already going away, so it wasn't that bad.
Tyler, I don't know about you, but around where I am, Cobb County, we barely got anything. It was like some snow. Didn't stick, kind of like what Henry's saying. It's just freaking cold the whole weekend, like 0 wind chills, all that good stuff. I'm like, if I wanted 0 wind chills, I'd just go back up to Buffalo. And
I could be
there again. Or Ohio or whichever.
Yeah, it kind of like flurried all day. We actually had like some pretty good moments of like actual snow coming down. And I was like, well, maybe some of it'll stick. Yeah. And it really never did. And then it was just freaking cold. So it's really annoying. But no, I'm it's still gonna be cold for a while. It's been kind of like a strange January, beginning of February, as far as the weather is concerned. But hey man, it is what it is. Kill all the bugs. Get really cold, kill all the mosquitoes, please.
It's supposed to be in the 60s. Yeah. It's supposed to be in the 60s next Wednesday when you're in Texas, Tyler, for Atlanta United preseason. You'll be covering it down there in the Lone Star State. Where are they on next Wednesday again? Where's the match? Or do they play next Wednesday?
I think it's the first one. I want to say it's Austin, and then the second 2 are in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
It's one city, and then the last 2 are in Dallas, and I'll be the first of the Dallas 2, which is against Red Bulls, New York.
Yeah, not in Houston. Oh, you said in Dallas, right?
Yeah,
because I think one of them is Houston.
Okay, so then it's Houston, and then 2 in Dallas.
Yeah.
So you got your cowboy hat ready? Your boots?
I got it ready, man. Now I know you got to either pick based on the temperature, either a straw hat or felt hat. Technically, it's supposed to be before Memorial Day. It's felt all the way up until Labor Day, and then it's straw. And then after Labor Day, when it starts to get cold again, you go back to felt. In theory,
I never knew that.
Yeah, but now you want something new and something that nobody abides by, because wearing a felt hat pretty much any time that is not December, January, maybe February is a stupid idea.
So I wanted to ask you just real quick. I mean, you'll be down at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. I don't know. I know they're doing a lot of renovations to that stadium. I don't know if it's going to be complete. I don't know when it's going to be complete, how far along they are. But yeah, hopefully you'll get a look at that. You'll get a look at the American Soccer Hall of Fame that's attached to Toyota Stadium and all that good stuff. So should be a fun trip for you down there to the Lone Star State.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have some content obviously on the channel, YouTube channel. And we'll put it up on X/Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff. But y'all go join Patreon too, because definitely have some Patreon only content that'll go up. Patreon.com/Scarves and Spikes. There's the quick plug. If you're not joined already, definitely go join. But yeah, I'll be getting there the day that the new kit is released. So there's our segue. It's so annoying. I'm frustrated about it because I'm leaving from the airport, obviously, on Delta, and they're having the kit launch right there.
At the Delta Flight Museum.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, what are the odds? But it's like I'm leaving early in the morning. I'll be in Dallas all day, and then the game is the next day. Yeah. And the kit release is like later that evening. So it's whatever.
Obviously, the Metroplex is a very vast, sort of like Atlanta, a very vast metropolitan area. So I don't know how far. I imagine you're flying at the DFW airport, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I don't know how far
out of the other one, but yeah.
Left field. Yeah, I don't know how far DFW is from Toyota Stadium, but I know Frisco is like the northern part of the metro area.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, it's essentially like what Marietta would be to Atlanta. Yeah. It's about 20 minutes with no traffic from the airport. It's about 25, 30 from where I'm staying, which is not far, but it just sucks. There's no easy way to get there. You basically have to take an Uber.
No.
Which sucks, but
yeah.
Fight the good fight for y'all, for the content.
Exactly. You know who won't be there, guys, though, is one ELÍAS BÁEZ. He will not be there with Atlanta United.
This is true. How did he do on the pronunciation there, Henry?
Henry. Close.
Maybe a B-. ELÍAS BÁEZ.
Bias. Okay. I put the emphasis on the wrong letter.
Yeah.
I keep doing that.
It's just emphasis on the wrong syllable. I hate that saying when I was a kid.
The fun part is Spanish tells you where the emphasis is because that's where the tilde is. So
yeah.
That's your cheat code, guys. Little Spanish lesson for y'all.
Ooh, and that would have been such a good segue, but I'm not going to do it yet.
What?
Not, for tomorrow. We'll get there.
Yeah, you're right.
That would have been amazing, right?
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
that would have been perfect. We'll put a pin in that one. We'll get to that in a minute. But y'all, tell us about ELÍAS BÁEZ.
Before I do that, and Henry, you can interrupt me, but I just saw on Twitter or Blue Sky, I'm sorry, that one of the Nashville Predators players just leaked the new Nashville SC kit as we're sitting down recording this and broadcasting this live ahead of this launch next week. So really? we know full well what it's like here in Atlanta when a player from another team, professional team in Atlanta, leaks the kit too early. By the way, Henry and I will be covering the launch event on Tuesday, so stay tuned to scarvesandspikes.com and our YouTube channel and our social media channels for that coverage. But yeah, switching back to ELÍAS BÁEZ, my question is, and this is a question that I've raised numerous times, well, not numerous times, but a couple of times. What happens with Pedro Amador? And Amador, we've talked about him, and he had 2 assists against Lexington on Friday in the preseason match. So maybe we're getting a hint of what Tata wants to do with Amador, but I don't know. I feel like Henry, you and Tyler are there. I feel like I kind of feel like Baez is your starter? Question mark. Henry, what do you think? Am I wrong or?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think if Tata has handpicked this guy and said, this is who I want to use a U22 slot on, one of the kind of most promising young defenders in the Argentinian first division, then you're probably bringing him in to be a starter.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely one thing, but I think a few things that we need to consider is, you just talked about it. He's not going to be going with the team to Dallas, to Texas. He will not be available for those games. He still has to get his visa. And that process probably takes at minimum a week, maybe 2.
No.
So let's say the worst case scenario is it takes 2 weeks. Then you're at February 18th and you're 3 days away from opening day at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. So I think at least to start the season, this is probably Pedro Amador's spot to lose. He's probably going to start in that spot. But if we talk long term, like after that, after Baez builds up his fitness and integrates, I personally think it's going to be more about who is better out wide, providing the width. Because we'll get into this in a bit, but I did write an article, went out this morning about things that I learned, my observations from this first preseason game. And part of it is that Pedro Amador in this game, he played a very interesting role where he was much more forward and almost playing as a winger, but like cut inside. So playing inside the half space. And he did really well in that role. Obviously, like you said, Sydney, he got 2 assists. He was playing some penetrating balls. He was doing a very good job. But then, afterward, we asked Tata Martino, okay, how does this change when Emmanuel Latelat plays? Because Latelat was absent. He had a hip injury, so he couldn't play. And then he said, okay, well, you probably move Miggy to the left, Alexi on the right, and then Latelat at striker. And if you do that, then Miggy and Alexi would play in those roles in the inside channels. And then the fullback would be the one providing the width. So in that case, it'd be Amador and Baez. So basically, all this to say, I think long-term, the starter is probably going to be whoever provides with the best and kind of can create that wide threat, similar to what Ronald Hernandez was doing on the right side in this game and what Luke Brennan was doing on the left side.
Yeah, and I'll just say this just super quick on Elias. Yeah, you mentioned Henry. He played in the top league in Argentina with San Lorenzo, one of the big 5 down there in Argentina. So I'm of the impression, and you mentioned the visa stuff and all that. I wouldn't, depending on how the visa goes, I wouldn't count on him starting against FC Cincinnati on February 21st. That being said, depending on how things go, depending on if ice or dotted, T's are crossed, he could make an appearance. But yeah, I think in the interim, you have Amador, who, again, you may have some appealing options based on how you saw him tactically affect the match on Friday against Lexington, against a USL championship team, but still, you saw some maybe glimpses of what he could do. As Tommy joins us.
And Connie, your friend's here finally.
It's Amador's season, baby. He's back.
Here's the thing, like you've got a guy who I don't think it needs to be looked at as so black and white as like who's there, Amador or Baez, because I think you've got a guy who in Pedro, you know what you get, and you've already kind of seen a little appetizer of how he's going to be used under Tata, and I don't think Baez is going to be much different in terms of necessarily how he's used, but I think you would see Tata step up and say, hey, Baez, especially in the beginning of the season, as he's kind of getting used to being here and adjusting to the U.S., everything else, I could certainly see him coming in the second half of matches to kind of help defensively close things out, assuming, obviously, you're ahead. But I think, you got a guy like Tata who you see already. We know this from the first time around, but you see already he's not afraid to play guys in different positions. Look at what he did with Jacob against Lexington. I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting him to play essentially a number 6 position as his first run out in an Atlanta United kid. And he did it well. And Tata talked about it at the end of the game and said, he's played there a little bit. We kind of wanted to see what he could do as well. So there's definitely like some poking and prodding to see like, where folks are going to fit in. But I mean, it's still a competition between Pedro and Elias Baez. And I think you're kind of seeing a little bit of that luxury that you haven't had in a while, where you could afford to really put in a guy that maybe on the depth chart is a backup, but you're really not losing anything by bringing a guy like that in.
I'll just sidebar real quick. Sorry, I'll just sidebar real quick and I'll ask, is Thomas Jacob the Darlington Nagbe replacement? Question mark.
There we go. Nah.
But never mind. Well, that's for another day.
I'm out. I can't handle Darlington Nagbe things.
Tommy left.
Bye,
Trying to
Tommy.
be back momentarily.
And we're back.
You saw the preseason match, right? You were watching that on Friday, or no? Were you able to watch it? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in and out, and then I came back, and luckily they had it on replay. Like, you could rewind it. Like, I was having trouble going backwards during the live stream, and I was able to come back. But little do we know, the false nine was going to be the way of the future for Atlanta United. Look, I don't hate the false nine, but I remember like a period of time with Pity Martinez. Like, we talked about it for like a good month ish. Like, there were some injuries, and I was like, I can't handle this conversation anymore. People were freaking out about it during that. Look, chemistry's chemistry in a preseason game, and the team definitely seemed to show it. And for Pedro to get an assist there, I mean, how many did he have?
2 assists
Last year, 2?
Last year.
Last year?
Last year, none, right?
None. I don't think it was any.
Yeah, and like you went from having like a assist a game or whatever it was to nothing. I mean, that's why I think we talked about it either last week or the week before. Like, I wouldn't give up on him. Like, teams need depth, and with the salary that he makes, you might as well hold on to him for right now, at least the first half of the season, to see what happens with him. Because if you move an asset too early that you got for basically nothing, like, see if you can bring that asset's quality back up to where it needs to be, because it was high there for a little bit. I mean, the playoff run, everything going into that's great.
So,
well, I was just gonna say, like, I hope we continue to see him get some time here, which we definitely will. And remember, last season he was hurt to start the year, and there's been a thing, and I'm sure mostly. I'm watching Atlanta United games. I'm not following every team in the preseason here, but it definitely seems like a trend where when players miss a large part of the preseason and have these injuries, they really just seem to struggle throughout the year. With that Silva, Shandy Silva, I think was a situation similar to that. And there's someone else, and I was trying to think of it earlier of who it was, but maybe it'll come to me later. But like,
yeah, Brooke Lennon last year that was out, still recovering from the shoulder situation.
Yeah, I don't know if we can claim that for Brooks. I think it was all the above on why that guy was. Thank you for the cameo, by the way, Brooks. But yeah, I mean, but look, it's good to see him producing here, and that's what the preseason's for, is to show what you got and earn a spot for opening day.
So I'll have this comment from Omer in the chat here on YouTube. Talking about Whiteside Baez, we have a cheap left back in Pedro, and you're stunting the growth of Dominic Tonki. Yeah, you look at Pedro Amador's budget chart. I don't have it in front of me right now, but yeah, it is not relatively, but it's very inexpensive, guys. So, A, I would love to see what you're paying Baez, and B, yeah, if you look at Amador, it's 267, just over 267 in 2025. So, yes, he is not making a lot of money with Atlanta United, or at least he didn't in 2025, right? But yes, you also have Dom Tonki in your left back depth, and I think in the time that we saw from Dom, he was pretty okay. He had that really bad mistake against NYCFC. Granted, it was brief that we saw him with the first team, sort of an emergency call-up. But I think you can't have too many players over there that left back slot. Now, right back, we have Hernandez as your starter. I've said before, I don't think Ronald Hernandez should be the starter at right back. So you need some options there. But yeah, don't forget too, you have Matt Edwards. So you're pretty set at left back with Baez, with Amador, with Edwards, who I would put ahead of Chunky at this point, where you're not stunting the growth of your younger players. I mean, you still have Atlanta United too. You still have, you know, non-MLS competitions that you could bring the younger players in for if you want. So I don't know. I know this team's track record with younger players. I mean, if you look at Noah Cobb, you look at Efrain Morales, sort of rings alarm bells for some fans. But I don't know if I'm too concerned about something like Dom at this stage, even with Baez here.
Dom's going to get plenty of time with the twos. And to be fair, I mean, Dom's not quite ready, I think, for consistent MLS minutes yet. I mean,
no,
I absolutely think he will be, because I mean, I've been super high on Dom for a long time, but you also have to go back to that trust Tata thing as well, right? I mean, we are what, 3 months in to Tata being back?
Yeah.
So he's had time to look into things. He's had time to see how training is going, look at film from last year. And then you go to this match against Lexington. Of course, that's just a little bit that we've seen. But I mean, I think Dom would benefit more from getting plenty of time with the twos under a guy like Jose Silva, who's going to do him right for sure, rather than having to try to sneak in a couple minutes here and there against the likes of Baez and Matt Edwards, to your point, and of course Pedro. So like, I think Dom's still a good project. I just don't think he's ready to really take up that slot at this point. So, and then it goes back to the other point. You have guys, I think, who I don't think Elias Baez is going to just sit there and be stuck playing left back. I think we'll see him in some other positions this year for sure. And so there might be a world in which you see Pedro and Elias Baez on the pitch at the same time. So I think it's good to have that depth, and you don't want to put all of that, or at least that much, on a guy as young as Dom.
Right.
Yeah, keeping in mind that Amador, I think he's played before as a center back in a back three. Baez can also do that. Baez can also play as kind of a more advanced, almost like a left midfielder or something like that. So there is some versatility there, and so you'll probably see them adopting different positions depending on the team's needs at any given point during the season.
Maybe Thomas Jacob is the right winger that Atlanta United has been waiting for.
Why are we making these jokes?
I mean,
I'm really sick of Sydney, and I came in late. Everything he's saying right now is just making me want to click the out button.
Well, Chris Henderson said he could play winger, but I don't think that will be in a normal situation. Sorry, go ahead, Tommy. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Well, we shout out to Gus. He hasn't been here in a while. We know the season must be starting here, so welcome back. See you on Spaces, Bruno. So is Pedro out? I mean,
No.
It's the preseason, man. It's everyone's job, or everyone's got an open position to win with a new manager here. You know, no one's coming in with set spaces. This isn't a contender where a lot of teams, when you go into a season where you're an MLS favorite here, a lot of players are set in their positions and they've earned it. I don't think anyone's earned any position here. Like, you know, the DPs are most likely going to play, but everything else from there, I mean, I think it's earn it on this point, especially with Pedro. I mean, again, he was obviously, he came in here hot, and then last year it was terrible. But so was everyone else. I mean, Saba was, I could say, arguably worse than Pedro was last year. And you know, he's going to have an opportunity here to prove that he could score again. I mean, do something, man. The weather was 90 degrees by the time this guy scored a goal last year. Like it's cold for a long time until we get to there. And the guy was like, he just seemed lost at that point. But that's the thing, and I guess that's like the bright side. I keep thinking about this as I don't see transfer rumors coming in, and just saying to myself, "All right,
2.5 weeks."
Right. It's like we're running out of time here, and I guess if I've got to change my mindset to, all right, they're gonna save some of the space for later to figure out someone to bring in to improve this team in the summer. They want to see what they have. Then really the mindset I have to go into is the players that were here last year are going to see a significant improvement.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Jason Longshore. He was interviewing Jillian. I think it was yesterday. I was listening to on the ride into work, and they were talking about, Jeff Lorenowitz made a comment that, Tata got the best out of every single player that he touched here. And if that's, getting players to play out of position, out of their norm, but being able to be productive in that position, fantastic. Because when you're lacking depth, and there's injuries that are going to happen. We are Atlanta United. We do love injuries here. That someone's going to be able to take a place of someone and fill in for it. Like again, like with Sleesh gone, you got multiple guys here that are going to be able to earn that spot. But it's all up for grabs in the Texas Roadhouse 2026 World Cup. I'm making it fancier every time I talk about it. It'll be the Grand World Cup next time.
Not to be confused with the actual World Cup this summer.
Yeah, the Bloomin' Onion Trophy.
Well, that's Outback Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse. But I see.
No, they have Bloomin' Onions at Texas Roadhouse. What are you guys talking about? Yeah,
I mean they have an onion that's cut into a flower shape. The Bloomin' Onion is Outback. Go with the little honey rolls, the honey roll derby, or whatever.
Well.
Those rolls are good.
They hit for sure.
The last time I had Texas Roadhouse. Hold on, real quick. I know the exact time. The last time I had Texas Roadhouse.
What's that?
It's come perfectly for this time when Tiare scored that goal, the Pink Panther goal.
Really?
Oh.
Kay was in the hospital, and the only thing Kay would eat was Texas Roadhouse rolls.
I remember you telling us that.
So me and my buddy went to Texas Roadhouse, ate dinner there, bought a box of them, took him to the hospital. I came home, watched the game, turned the TV off, only to find you guys texting, "Oh my God, I can't believe he scored that goal." And I'm like, what did I miss? So,
I was
sorry. It's full circle now. Full circle. TRA, Texas Roadhouse. We're winning the cup. We are winning this cup.
I was in Florida with my future in-laws last year when
at Texas Roadhouse.
No, not Texas Roadhouse, but in Florida. I remember because we were watching that.
Patrick is hungry now.
Yeah,
and I am too.
We all are.
Bruno. Yeah, it's the cinnamon butter rolls.
Right.
They sell it at the store. We have it in our fridge right now.
Nice.
Yeah. So
sponsor us, Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, for real, dude. At this point, like the amount of promotion just from this freaking Tornado de Tejas that we've had, come on, man. I want to go back to Brian's comment about Saba, because I know there's been a lot about Saba. I wish we could have seen Saba Friday, but he, along with Latte Loth and technically Jay, who we know is going to be out, but both of them were out for one an adductor, one with a hip issue. Day to day, supposed to be back pretty much already. But Saba is going to thrive in this system, says Brian. And I agree. I think Saba is one of those that I've continued to say, like, if you get 20% more out of the guys that were here, especially, and that's not hard because they can be way better than they were last year. It's not like
it's better when you're at zero, Tyler. They were at zero last year. So if you just get to 20,
we can get there. Immediately saw it from a guy like Pedro. And to be fair, I mean, look, Alexi looked like he had improved even physically a little bit. He's not like a speedster. He's not out there running around like crazy, but like there were little things that just looked already better, a little nicer, a little smoother. Man, if you can get just something similar to 2024 out of Saba Lobjanidze, that dude is going to cook in Tata's system.
And we've talked about that left wing spot. And we've joked about collectively about Tito 2017, 2018, and just how important he was to Atlanta United during his time here when Tata first spell with the team, right? I'm not saying that Saba can become carbon copy mirror image of Tito Villalba, right? But I feel like just going to Brian's point, right? Maybe he can have the same effect on Atlanta United that Villalba had during his time here. Ability to create in the attack from that left side. Not only that, but score goals and score a good amount of goals for a winger. I mean, of course, we started in place of Joseph when Joseph was hurt. So interested to see how Saba turns out. Maybe as soon as next week, guys, when they're in Texas for preseason. But yeah, let's Tyler, you mentioned that 20%, and we kind of joke it's a low bar, but maybe with a coach like Tata who favors that attacking approach, a sort of a fluid tactical mindset, maybe yes, Saba can thrive and get back, like we were just saying, to the player he was in 2024.
I don't know about Saba on the left.
Oh, go ahead. You go there, and I'll go in the injury side.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm doubtful about Saba on the left, just because I didn't see it work last season, and it's not even just because of it was a crap storm of a season. It's just because kind of the player that he is, he just wasn't really able to beat much of anyone on the dribble on that left side.
Yeah,
he wasn't able to affect much there. And towards the beginning of the year, I know that we were saying like, yeah, well, you got to play him on the right. So I think he's probably best suited to be your right wing depth at some point. Probably bring him on for, maybe if you're going to rest Alexi or Miggy or whoever's on that right wing at that point, maybe in the second half, something like that. That probably makes a little bit more sense to me. But yeah, I'm not really sure about Saba starting in the system or even how he truly fits, because again, this is it's almost a system that doesn't really use true wingers, and the qualities that Saba has are more of those of a true winger, right? Someone with the pace that can get to the end line, send a cut back, someone that just kind of runs in like that. I don't know. Personally, I'm not sold on Saba yet, but maybe, once we get some sample size of him and actually playing in this system, we'll know a little bit better.
Well, Bruno saying this comment, and Tommy, you dive in with what you were going to say, but Saba will be a super sub. I'll just throw this out there really quick.
I don't think so.
Right back. Well, here's the thing: we're talking about Pedro being depth at some point, and if there is that world where Alexi, Latte Loth, and Miggy all operate on the pitch at the same time, they can't play all the minutes. Saba fits right in at one of those positions. And so like then he's a luxury to have, but also right back Saba Lobjanidze.
Nah, dog, nah.
Let's not get carried away. you told us Miggy would be top 3 winger at MLS last year.
Yeah. And look what he did the other day.
Yeah. So I don't know about right back Saba Lobjanidze.
We got to do this. All right. So hold on. Give me a second here.
Oh boy.
All right, Saba. I know you watch the show. I know you're at home right now, chilling out, grooming the beard. You could do this. I know what we just heard from Henry. I forgot your name. Sydney. Oh my God. That's where I am. Sorry, Saba. Sorry, Saba. You deserve a much higher quality rant here than what I'm giving you at the moment. It's kind of like your season last year, but don't listen to that part because that's negative. Saba, you could do this. Home opener, you're going to score a goal, and you're going to prove to these guys, you're going to point to the press box. I'm going to point. Then we're going to meet up our fingers like E.T., and we're going to be like, we knew it. We knew you weren't done. But these guys over here,
Notice that he was done.
You didn't
look,
say
I saw. You're like, oh, super sub. Oh no, super sub.
I didn't say super sub.
Oh, whatever. Oh, see, look, Tyler left now because of this, and Henry was going, I don't know, Saba doesn't fit in here. I don't like his hair. His beard looks weird. Look at your beard. Don't you get started. Look. So anyway, Saba, back to before I was rudely interrupted. You could do this, man. You scored like 85 goals for Atlanta United the season before. You went from 85 to 0 or to 1, whatever it was. But look, you'll be back. Talk about a guy that bleeds this team. I've told this story 100 times. But that man, when they lost in Columbus, got completely wrecked in game 1. That man looked like he was in tears. That he let that team down. He wants to be here. He's got a coach, an offensively minded coach now. He's got the speed. I think he can turn it around here. And if it is coming off right now, off late or coming into the game late, that's perfectly fine. Because this team's going to need goals late in the game here. Get the guy some confidence. Hopefully he's able to play. The injury things, I'm not overreacting to them yet. And I know the Latte Lath one, I think people were overreacting when he had a rest day in Florida. Do you remember when you saw that?
Yeah.
Like people saw that he had a rest. Oh, here it's starting. This is why I hate social media, everybody.
Yeah.
Every little thing could just get like. So anyways, if he misses another game, though, then I'm going to start to worry a little bit here. And when I hear hip's never a good thing. I woke up this morning, my hip hurt.
No.
It still hurts today.
Bro.
I know.
Hips don't lie.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's true.
Get this guy out of here. I'm done with him. Saba, I apologize if you're still watching for this guy. I apologize for everything. He's watching. He's got a big TV at his house. We're on there.
Or his device, or his phone.
Yeah, whatever. You're right. Maybe he's in the bathroom watching on his phone. You're right, Sydney. But anyways, with that said,
Somewhere.
I am going to get a little bit worried if Latte Lath misses more in the preseason here.
Yeah.
Because we're lacking a little bit of depth in that position.
Mark brought up a good comment here. This is a contract year for Saba. So
yeah,
he personally is going to want to give something because it's either stay here or play for a job elsewhere. And yeah, I mean, I hope he has the type of season where you would be stupid not to keep him on somehow. But, I mean, you're paying him a good chunk of change. The guy loves this team genuinely. And so, yeah, I mean, I would expect, like I've said, 20% out of everybody else. Saba, give me 30. Give me 30. Lock him down.
Don't put that comment on the screen. Don't show that trash. Don't show that trash, Bruno. But Tommy, you're 60. Different between you and Saba.
I like
43,
how
man.
Henry
43
gave himself away. Who put that comment up on the screen?
Could have been any one of us.
I apologize, Saba. I'm so sorry for this guy so much.
Yeah.
No, but just quickly on Mark's point, the point about Saba being on a contract year is massive. I mean, it's now or never for him. He's a big contract, almost $1 million, and as simple as that, you have to put up or shut up at this point. If you left the team, you got to do anything you can to perform for the team and affect the team and affect things and then attack like he did a couple of years ago. So big year for him, really big year for a lot of players, really. So
yeah,
hopefully we get 20%, not just 20% more, but more than 20% more. I don't know what 20% more of 20% is. It's 40%, right? I guess. Math.
Quick math.
Not a math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it's addition there. I asked ChatGPT like a very simple math question earlier today, and I was so embarrassed. Like, did you ever ask Google something? Like the other day, my kid was behind me while I'm on the treadmill. 2? I didn't know what year it was, so I got confused for a second. I was like, "Wait, is it 2026 or is it 2027?" And then not behind me, I went, Alexa, what year is it? And I didn't know there was people behind me because I had my headphones.
You asked Alexa what year it was?
I'm so sorry, Sab. I should have known the year.
You're doing nothing for the time travel conspiracy theorists. Tommy, the gummies are hitting, man. That's a different level of gummy.
It hasn't hit yet, but it may, real quick, can you give us your expectations for the season that is coming up next week?
Yeah.
Next week,
Yep.
right?
Next week or the week after, something like
Stay
that.
tuned.
But, yeah,
Stay tuned.
I'll throw this out there too. Team, and then I don't know how to pronounce your username, but ABNR Grader. That's what I'm going to say. Talking about with the Ronnie stories, we've hit on really, it was about a month ago, I think at this point. We've talked about, some of the stuff that happened last year and kind of when things fell off and some of the stuff that's kind of come out since then. So I'm not going to dive back into it now, but so the blogosphere, the articles, maybe not so much, but we have definitely talked about it on here. So if you haven't, definitely go back, check out episodes about a month ago. Just wasn't a good fit. Was not a good fit. It's the very easy way to say it.
So just to kind of add a little context to what Tim's talking about. So apparently, and we're going to talk about it, Matt Doyle, Tom Bogert, David Goss did over under for 2026 season for each MLS team. And we'll get to Atlanta just a little bit. But apparently during that podcast, Tom said something about Atlanta United and the situation in the locker room. And I personally haven't heard that podcast yet. I'll have to go and listen to it. I don't know if the three of you guys have heard sort of the discussions that were had during that particular podcast. But yeah, I think that's what he's referring to. So
we have homework for next week.
Maybe worth listening to. Yeah,
we'll listen. But man, they got the Ronnie roar immediately. Enjoy that 5 other times this season that you get it.
Yeah.
I forget who said it to me. They're like, he brought back the black shirt.
Yeah.
The turtleneck, yeah.
Yeah, I forget who said that. I was like,
he won. I think it was the New York game, right? That they won after the comeback, and it was because it was like a white shirt. No, it wasn't that one. No, because I was there. I wasn't there that game. But yeah, he won the game, and he was like in a white T-shirt, and he was like, "I told my wife to come and buy me a whole pack." And then he never changed out of the white shirts for the rest of the time he was here. And it's like, dude, the superstition only lasts for a little bit. You got to change it up still. You got to throw fate a curveball. He stuck to the white tee the whole season until the end. And now he's back in a different wardrobe. Anyway.
It's like Kirk Cousins, wearing his lucky Walmart corduroys there.
Yeah. I have, sorry, go ahead. I had one quick question for Henry. In you, Tyler, Enzo Dofolo and Adrian Gill or Adrian Hida, how did they look on Friday?
Who was the first one you said?
Enzo Dofolo and Adrian Gill.
So here's my theory. Henry's gonna try to shut me up. Here's my theory about Adrian.
Oh.
Adrian is the brother of Ed Sheeran.
Bro.
Watch him running around on the pitch on that stream. It looks like Ed Sheeran running around all over the place the entire 45 minutes.
I don't see it, man.
I do, man. Even
really
walked out the window and I was like, oh, look, Ed.
I think he looks more like that actor that freaking what's his name? Played like a mini Ryan Reynolds in a movie or something like that. Or in a commercial.
I don't know.
I don't even
Deadpool?
know his name.
Adrian, who? No.
No. It was something else. I'll try to find his name.
Ryan Reynolds. Oh wait, it did come up. Wait.
Well,
no.
I'll look it up. Y'all keep going.
Yeah. So Ed/Adrian, I actually thought was really, really good. He was all over the place. And
is Adrian Gill the sixth?
Walter Scoble. That's who I was thinking of.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, look him up.
I'll have to look him up.
That is what Adrian Gill looks like.
But no, I liked Adrian. I thought he was really dynamic, and he just kind of kept popping up all over the place. And we always have that.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that too, but more Ed for sure. For sure. Yeah, dynamic. And, we always have the conversation about if you're a midfielder, especially, you only get brought up if you do something really bad or if you are just outstanding and you're doing your job really well. And I thought Adrian was doing his job really well. He just popped up all over the place. And then Dovlo, the dude just loved taking on defenders 1v1, and he was very confident in the way that he played, and I was thoroughly impressed. And the good thing is, especially Dovlo, but Adrian to a degree, both were on that side of the pitch where we were at, and I was very impressed by both of them. And I actually thought Matt Edwards and Dovlo had a pretty good connection as well. That was kind of neat to see.
Do you think it's because it's against USL Championship competition, or do you think that a player like Dovlo and a player like Gill can, maybe not 2026, but down the road, affect the first team consistently? What do you guys think?
I mean, it's hard to say based on 45 minutes. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the one who just stood out in a way that made me think like, all right, he could definitely take like the next step was Adrian. And that's nothing against Dovlo at all. But a winger, you really want to see what they can do against not a USL second half of a scrimmage side.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But Adrian was just in his natural kind of positioning. He was everywhere, and he was affecting the game everywhere and getting involved everywhere, which, some midfielders, they're just not that way. That's not how they're built. They're not going to go try to find the game. They're going to wait till the game finds them. And then you end up with, typically a pretty rough midfield because of it. But Adrian was not that guy. I think he looked for the game, and that was refreshing.
Yeah. And I'll just add that I thought Adrian looked very intelligent on the ball. I think he took some quick decisions and helped kind of keep the high tempo of the team as far as, getting the ball forward and not really stopping attacks too much, not really overthinking on the ball too much. He was kind of just, pass and go. And you really see some of that La Masia philosophy shining through him. So I think that is something promising. That is good. Again, he's only 20 years old, so he's got plenty of development that he can do. So if you ask me kind of between those two, I probably have more of a hope or I guess I'm more inclined to believe that Adrian Gill will be an important first team contributor in the near future than perhaps Enzo Dovlo. But Dovlo, I thought, also did a really good job, just making intelligent runs into the final third, attacking with pace. I thought he did some good things that you want to see from a winger. And so, yeah, I think he definitely has a place in the squad, probably a more depth role, maybe even kind of borderline twos. But yeah, I mean, I think both of them were overall positive.
Yeah. Good to hear. Sure. Good to hear. I mean, it's preseason, but still good to hear that they made a good introduction of themselves and gave a good account of themselves, granted, in the preseason match in the second half against the ESL's championship side. But good to see at least they're, off on the right track, and be interested to see what the two of them can do as this preseason goes on, guys.
I thought the second half group in that match looked pretty good overall. I mean, you have to take into account a lot of factors, right? Like Lexington's goalkeeper got absolutely waylaid in the first few minutes and left on crutches, unfortunately. So hopefully he's okay. But you have your subs, your natural subs. But I felt that second half group still looked pretty good. They were obviously missing what the first team has in the final third for sure, but they still played really confident, I thought, and they look pretty good. So excited to see kind of how some of those players break into the first team, because some of them are going to get time. It may be just like spot minutes here and there, but some of those guys are going to get time this year. So I have to roll out, but Henry, you have a phenomenal article you wrote about that match over on scribersandspikes.com. So I'm going to roll out. Y'all have a good rest of the night.
And a great video afterwards, too, on Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon.com/scribesandspikes.
There you go. Y'all go check it out. I'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Bye, Tyler.
Bye.
He better not be going to get Texas Roadhouse.
Rolls, here I come.
If you show up on a horse and they sing happy birthday to you, I'll be so upset.
So, guys, I mentioned Matt Doyle, Tom Bogert, David Goss, their podcast that they did, talking about Tom specifically, sort of locker room stories from Atlanta United under Ronnie Dyla. But I did mention they did over-under point totals for each MLS team for 2026 season. I know, Tommy, you're a betting man, so this might be of interest to you. Because it's legal.
I was already looking at it.
It's legal in Ohio, not in Georgia. Probably market is legal in all 50 states, if I'm not mistaken, but never mind. No, Atlanta's over-under that Doyle put was 43.5 points. And Doyle said they'd go under that. Tom and Goss said they would go over that. So, Tommy, I want to ask you, as the resident bettor in the house, over under 43.5 points for Atlanta United in 2026, and why?
So when I heard that, the first thing I did is, like, you hear the points, but, like, you want to see, like, how do you get to those points? So I went back to last year's standings to look to see around, who was around 43, 44 points. And in the East, there was only one team that was close, that was 43 points or anywhere near it, and that was the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
The Red Bulls finished the season with 12 wins, 15 losses, and 7 draws. I mean, that could be possible. And then I looked to see how other teams got it. So in the West, 2 teams got 44 points, which is technically the over of what they said. Yeah. And they actually finished with the same exact record: 11 wins, 12 losses, and 11 draws. 11 draws. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Playoff teams too in the West, by the way.
Yeah, in the East, I mean, the Red Bulls were like the first team out, but they were far out. And then every other team behind them were like, we got 44 points. Oh yeah, well we got 36 and below after under that. It was, and the East was either you were really good or you were real bad.
Yeah.
Looking at those records and seeing it, I guess I just don't want to. I know I'm going to change my mind 100 times before we do our prediction episode next week. But right now, without seeing more, I'm not taking that first preseason games vibes and storting them and saying this is what I'm doing here. I'm going to say under at the moment.
What do you think, Henry? Over under 43.5?
I mean, look, I kind of had to do a little bit of math on this, but to get 44 points, which is the over, right? It's 1.29 points per game. I don't think that's completely unreasonable. I think this is either going to come to bite me back or something, or I don't know, but I do think that if the vibes have improved and if Tata can really get the best of these players, because we know that wasn't happening last season, but if Tata can get the best of these players and get them to work together in a coherent way, then I think this team is much better than what we saw in 2025. And so I'm going to be willing to take the over on this one.
Okay.
All right, Tyler, Mr. Positivity over there.
I'll preface this, by the way. I'll kind of sidebar and say that 43 points, obviously 2024 didn't get you in the 2025 didn't get you in the playoffs. 43 points
did.
53 did. But then if you look at 2024, 43 points got you in the playoffs. 40 points got you in the playoffs if you Atlanta United. Of course, if you remember, we all remember what happened in that playoff.
If you count that as real playoffs.
Yeah, but for the purposes of this exercise, let's say it's playoffs. And then in 2023, Red Bulls and Charlotte had 43 points each, and Red Bulls got in the playoffs by the skin of their teeth on a tiebreak, because I don't think the wild card was active in 2023, right? So
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Red Bulls for sure were 8th and they snuck in. So 50 points, let's say, about is maybe bottom range of playoffs, right? What did you say was points per game that Atlanta United would need to get 37 and a half?
1.29.
Okay. So let's say Atlanta United finishes with 50 points. So 50 divided by 34, that's 1.47. So a shade under 1.5 points per game.
This guy's doing math for this question.
I know.
Bravo. On a Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine that. No, but I don't think that's too difficult, really, to do, because we throw in a couple more wins there, right? You got 50 points. So I'm going to say slightly over. I think they hit the over. I don't know if they'll hit 50 points. I mean, it's achievable if you throw in a few more wins last year that you should have won. Yeah, I'll take the over. Now, that's depending on who they bring in. Down the stretch here,
we've been saying that for a month.
I know.
We've been saying that for a month. Who are they going to bring in? I know they brought players in, but still, we're still waiting for some other ones.
Welcome,
is Mayumba still on this team?
Right, and
okay, but to be fair, Mayumba was not bad in preseason. In this preseason,
I know. Look, I'm going to. I took the under. Now that you both made me seem like a jerk and all took the over. Now I got to come back here and defend myself. Thanks a lot, friends. My last impressions of this team were terrible. I know there's a lot of new players came in. I know Tata's here, but see, I already bored him to death.
I didn't even want to hear it.
He didn't want to hear. You're hearing that shit. Good. I'm in the middle for this now. So I hope I'm wrong. And, you're as good as your DPs are. And my opinion of the 3 DPs were pretty bad last year. And I can't get, I saw the goals. I saw people tweeting, "No goals, here's 2 goals and all this." And they're making some nice plays to each other. But I'm not falling for it until I see it. Until I see all this come together besides Normandy High School, I need to see them play a real team in the Texas Roadhouse Grand Finale Cinnamon Butter Championship Series in the next couple games and see how it continues to go. And then see what happens in Cincinnati. And then San Jose. But then no matter what happens in the home opener, it's either we're winning the championship or we're losing it. Whatever happens there, the vibes that you walk out. Look, I know it got real bad after the home opener last year, but the vibes, everybody will always remember the vibes of the home opener. And that will be when I will tell you if they're winning MLS Cup or not. And I didn't really defend my 43-44 technically, but whatever.
It's okay.
Prove it to me. I need to see those 3 in real competition do what they're supposed to do in the positions that they're supposed to play, because I don't think it's going to be the false 9 and all that. It's going to be different. I need to see one match in this preseason, just one, of what their hopeful starting lineup will be.
I think that, yes, you can't take too much from preseason against the USL Championship team, but you can take some things from it. So
that they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of just they look organized.
Yeah.
Organized, whatever the words we used that began with C was last week where we were using all the words that consistency and all that and chemistry. For a lineup that definitely probably had some last minute changes because a player was nursing an injury, bravo for making them look organized there, because we've seen other lineups over the past couple years with some different managers where obviously there were some injuries that changed and the coach had to make a change. It didn't look good.
Yeah.
It didn't look at all. The last couple managers had a real hard time adjusting to injuries. And yeah, I mean, that's what I could say out of that preseason game. That's about it.
Yeah.
A bunch of C's.
Yeah. Cool goals. That's the C word.
Cool. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look competent. It looked
Creative.
fun to watch for
Creative.
the first time in a long time.
Good to see. I mean, it's 4 goals against USL Championship, but good to see. I mean, you're all at least off on the right foot. Copa de Tejas next week, or the Texas Roadhouse Cup, or whatever.
Super Slam.
Super Slam
World Cup.
That's next week. Tyler is covering it, and I'm sure he'll have a full report on scarsandspikes.com. We'll talk about it on next Wednesday's show, next week's show coming up here. Again, Henry and I will be at the kit release celebration at the Delta Flight Museum on Tuesday. If you're going, let us know. Hit us up on social. Maybe we can catch up. Maybe we can chat with you for some content for YouTube or social media or something like that, or a write-up on the website. But yeah, Henry and I will be there. And Henry, I think you were hitting at something else earlier in the show. Do you want to hit on that too, or do you want to keep it a secret for now?
Sure. I'll go ahead and kind of, I guess, spill the beans. But I had to speak English, Henry. Well, actually, funny, I'm not going to be speaking English. I'm going to be speaking Spanish, because it's we're going to have a one-on-one interview with Juan Berrocal.
Nice.
That we're doing it tomorrow. I'm going to record it as a video, so we're going to figure out whether that goes on Patreon or YouTube or whatever. But we will have a video interview, and then I'll have an article up on the site based on that. But yeah, just going to chat with Berrocal about a ton of things. His role adapting to coming to the U.S. from Spain, where he's been in his entire career. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun chat. I'm excited. So we'll see about that tomorrow.
And if you're in the Patreon, go to the Discord, go to questions, because Henry's taking questions.
Yeah.
So
that too.
It's an awesome thing that we do. When we do get some interviews, we ask all of you, what would you like to ask them?
Yeah. Looking forward to an interview with Juan on scarsandspikes.com, YouTube, Patreon, wherever that will be. So looking for him to have a big year too. Of course, his loan comes up due in the summer. So hopefully he could be a big part of what Atlanta United does for 2026. So that interview with Henry is coming up. I'll be in Cincinnati for the season opener here in a couple of weeks. Coverage from TQL Stadium at scarsandspikes.com. So that's coming up. We mentioned Patreon, patreon.com/scarsandspikes. Helps us do what we do, helps us bring you the best independent Atlanta United coverage, helps us, as we look forward to the World Cup, doing more coverage around that, getting ourselves ready for coverage there. So patreon.com/scarsandspikes, get you access to our Discord, get you access to bonus content you won't find anywhere else. Scarsandspikes.com, of course, is the website. Our articles, our write-ups of matches, recaps, interviews, the whole 9 yards. Enter your email on the website and get notified whenever a new article is posted. That's also the home of Atlanta 2026 WorldCup.com. That's our World Cup hub. Talks about hotels in Atlanta, restaurants in Atlanta, how to buy tickets for the World Cup, which are like $5,000 a match right now. Hopefully they come down before the summer.
For parking?
For matches. Parking is
well, but have you seen the parking?
Like,
the parking's more expensive.
It's 200 and something, right?
Yeah, $300 in LA.
And it wasn't even close, too. It was pretty far away.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Insane.
Sydney, just add real quick. I was going to say this at the beginning, but I showed up late. But I mean, there's we appreciate everyone that listens to us and goes to our website. I was telling these guys this earlier, and if you haven't noticed, but there a lot of people have been losing their jobs in the news business. I mean, across the board. I think the Washington Post and some AJC people lost their job, and that sucks. And it like they weren't even sending. I think maybe it was the Washington Post wasn't even going to send people to the Olympics until people started like going, "What do you mean you're not covering that?" It's just it's become harder for a lot of people to hold those type of jobs or to be able to do with this. So like, and it's not just us. Doug does a fantastic job. 5-stripe final. Atlanta United TV, all of them. They write articles, they do videos, any of this. So supporting whoever you like and whoever you want to do it, it's appreciated from everybody because it's just doesn't it seems like writing's going away in a lot of places, or the appreciation of writing by I should say that because people are always going to write, but the appreciation and to pay people for that, which is obviously damn important, is been going away. So don't let AI take over anything and read articles from these two. I'm too lazy to write.
No,
One day I'll
well
do
said.
one. It's gonna be real important.
Right. No, well said. Support, like Tommy was saying, Doug or the AGC, 5-stripe final, Atlanta at FinTV, any independent soccer media out there that you can find, not just in Atlanta, but really all over the country. I mentioned going to Cincinnati. Laurel Failer does a great job up there with FC Cincinnati coverage. And then, the list goes on. So, support local journalism, AJC, also independent journalism as well. We really do appreciate it. And I'm sure Doug appreciates it as well. Readership and sponsorship and patronage of what he writes. And radio too, Mike Conti, 929, Jason, who you talking about earlier, Tommy, support what they do as well. There's a market for soccer coverage, and it's very untapped still. And the people that do cover it definitely need our appreciation and their support. So, whatever you can do to help them out, definitely do that.
And if you can't do financially, comments, likes, and come into the chat.
Absolutely.
Come and chat or come party with us at the home opener.
Yeah,
we'll be somewhere. I don't know where we'll be, but we'll be somewhere. We're everywhere.
Even on social media. Tommy, where are you on social media?
We might get over 44 points. Exclamation mark. Question mark. Hashtag. Or Tommy ATL 96.
Henry, where are you on social media?
I'm at HA Higita on Twitter and Blue Sky, and then at HA_Higita on Instagram.
Tyler is at ATL Pilgrim on all social media platforms. I am at SH Writes on X, SH Writes on Blue Sky, SH.soccer on Instagram and Threads. Follow the show, Scars, the letter N, Spikes on X, scarsandspikes.com on Blue Sky, Scars and Spikes on Instagram and Threads, and of course, facebook.com/Scars and Spikes. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it as always, and we will talk to you next time.
See you guys.
All right. Everyone can hear me? We're good? We went away.
Hi.
All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Do you guys like the Winter Olympics better or the Summer Olympics? I know we're all soccer fans here, but there's some really good things in the Winter Olympics. Just curious.
That is coming up.
The Winter Olympics technically started today.
Yeah. I like summer. I do like summer. I feel like it's some of the more headlining events are in summer, but winter is great as well.
I mean, you talk bad about one. Like, I felt like that. Like, winter is good as well. Was like, here's your participation trophy, Winter Olympics. Guess you're good too.
Yeah,
Henry.
You know what? I'm gonna say I like the Winter Olympics more. I think that the skiing, the bobsledding. I think those events are kind of exciting.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, obviously, I'm a big hockey guy, so I love watching that. But man, like curling is like the most relaxing thing and stressful at the same time. I like sat at my desk today at work. Don't listen, bosses, if you're listening, or Saba, don't judge me, Saba. I watched like a 4-screen thing of 4 different curling matches. Yeah, team, you know what's up. And I was like, this is the most relaxing thing I could ever do in my life. It's just sit here and watch curling for like the next 4 weeks. And I found it. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's one of those sports nobody cares about outside of the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
but once
the Olympics, curling class
Olympics come around, everybody's all about curling.
It's hard to slide on the ice like that, like when they slide and then they do the the
broom and they start.
Yeah, and like and then like especially like you just hear them yelling. It's like ah. And it scares the hell out of me. Like I was half asleep one day and I was watching and I just hear them screaming at it. Anyways, the point I was getting into that, but I just found out that Columbus is getting the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
And my dream is always to go to an anything in the Olympics. I would do anything just to go to say I went to an Olympic thing, and there I go.
2028.
Yeah. Hopefully I live that long.
There's some others on there, but Tommy, of course, being in Ohio, I'm coming in Columbus though.
Awesome. It's the Olympics in LA though, man.
I know.
You're having a game in Columbus.
That's the thing.
Can't one thing in 2026. Thank you, Alexa. That makes sense. Just one thing this year that just makes sense at all. That's why Atlanta is going to win MLS Cup, because nothing makes sense this year.
Right.
End the stream.